Bridget, you gone back to unmute. You've muted.
I'm fine. No, I've just gone onto my laptop because the sound on my iPhone wasn't very clear. So I've just.
You are okay now. You are live. So we're gonna go live in just a minute. All phones off once again. Welcome to Voice of London Television, one of the greatest Pan-African TV. And of course, we are live across the global world. My name is Nana Osagyeo. Nana Osagyeo was welcome to Voice of London Television of the Pan-African world, one of the greatest Pan-African TV. He Pan-African television across the global world, the leading Pan-African television across the global world. This section will be having an exclusive interview with one of the leading roles in Legacy Africa in the person of Lady Bridget Miller. Alongside, yes, Lady Miller, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And yourself?
And not too bad. And how was your day?
Very good, thank you.
Great, great. Let me go also and welcome Dr. Pepra Jemfi, the man behind the whole Legacy Africa project. Doctor, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Nana. Thank you.
And then let me also welcome our social media handles, talking about the TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, the big one, YouTube, not forgetting Spotify and the iTunes. Once again, I would like to welcome our audiences worldwide to the greatest Pan-African television across the global world, Voice of London Television. This show will also be fed to our sister stations, Voice of London Radio and Fly Television and TV. We have an exclusive. This is just massive, unbelievable to have one of the leading ladies. Yesterday, we had the youngsters that played the young role in, as members of the cast, exclusive interview with the members of the cast of Legacy Africa. The youngsters were brilliant, unbelievable. It was sensational. And tonight we have the big fish herself in the person of Bridget Miller. Bridget Miller has actually starred in multiple films, James Bond films. She starred in powerful films, including the very latest project, Legacy Africa. So, Bridget, we welcome you once again, and we are so excited, you know, with the role that you've played in those multiple roles. What actually, Bridget, motivated you into the James Bond film before the latest Legacy Africa?
Well, I was suggested by my agent and he submitted me for the role.
Right. I see. And what was it like playing such a major role? Because James Bond, we all grew up with James Bond. And we are so privileged to have you in Legacy Africa, because Legacy Africa represents actually the Pan-African cause. We all know that the motherland Pan-African is made up of 5 countries from the continent of Africa. And then when you go across the globe, countries such as the Caribbean, the US, the UK are all affiliated to Pan-Africanism, and it's to do with multiculturalism as well. So that's a very impressive to have you featured in Legacy Africa. Now, before we go to talk to you some more, let me go to Doctor and get Doctor to give us a brief synopsis or gist of Legacy Africa. Doc.
Okay.
So, Doc, how was your day? Because, Doc, today, I know you've been very busy. How was your day? How did it go?
Oh, today I traveled to London. I live in a little town in the Midlands called Coble, near Loughborough, and the distance is about 100 miles to London. So I traveled to London in preparation for the premiere next Friday. I had to go and give the hard drive of the film, which I got from the producers in Ghana, to Picture House in Hackney, so they can do all the necessary technical preparations towards the big show on Friday. Thereafter, I decided to go on the street, and with some leaflets in my hand, I tried to win or to do some publicity. And really, it was interesting because whenever I handed the leaflet and they saw the poster, they said, "Are you the one in it?" I said, "Yes, I'm one of the leading characters." So it made the whole thing very, very interesting. So and I returned from London to my little town just about 2 hours ago. So in a nutshell, that is how my day has been.
Yes, I can see you're a very busy person. Okay, so give us just a gist about Legacy Africa and what drove you to write the book Legacy Africa, and then decided to do the screenplay and then the film that we are talking about now.
Okay, my life journey that began in a little village, Pitimpi in Ghana, eventually saw me in Germany. And in Germany, I did not isolate myself from the society. In the church, I was invited to German homes. I saw how they would go about their lives, and I was also interested in politics. I just observed the politics in Germany, how it goes about, and the way of life. Then I came to the UK. So all these experiences that I've gained, I wanted to impart it on the youth of Africa and tell them or educate them on how best, using the experiences that I gathered here in Europe, how you can also move our society further. So I based it, I was targeting the youth, and I based it in a dream form. So in the dream, I met one schoolboy called Kwasi, who was returning from school, and he was upset because he had been molested by virtue of his African heritage. So I called him and I engaged him in conversation, and I was telling him that no, you should not lose hope, because the color of your skin does not determine your destiny. And I cited my own example. And as we were in the conversation, his classmate Bola, from the same year group, came past. So eventually, I invited two of them in a cafeteria in London to talk about some of the problems of Africa and cite examples as to how to solve them. So in the nutshell, that was the book. So eventually I decided to adapt the book into a film.
What can I say? Congratulations, Dr. Pepra Gyamfi. And that's not a small, means feat. Well done once again, and we appreciate your hard work. Okay, let me go to our beautiful Lady Bridget Miller. Yes, you told us your agent got you the James Bond role to play, which is very, very nice indeed. How did you actually prepare for that role, and what was the physical and mental challenges that you faced playing the James Bond role? And how do you also feel like a James Bond girl? Because, the whole global world loves the James Bond. All those little gadgets and, the 070. I'm a very passionate fan of James Bond. So I'm sure it must be a very great feeling.
Yeah, so I had a speech to give in Spectre, and obviously I had to learn my speech really, really well because Daniel Craig likes to do 15 takes. That's 15 takes per day of the scenes. So I had to do that many, 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 many times. And it's easy to get lost in the text when you're doing it over and over and over again. It feels a little bit like Groundhog Day. So you have to be very sharp. You have to be on the ball and be sure where you are in the scene, where you are in the speech. So yeah, it was hard work and it was very, very, very long hours. Yeah.
Wow, wow, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So, what are some of the memorable? I'm very a fan of James Bond, and very, and we most people growing up, in London and the UK, James Bond is our number one, and I'm sure across the globe, James Bond 007, and then the signatory tune is also a catchy one. Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, what are some of the memorable moments from your time on the James Bond set, and how did you interact with the cast and crew?
Daniel Craig was really nice. He came up to me and he introduced himself to me, and we chatted, and I got on really well with him. Um, and as I said, it was very, very long days. I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because the driver would pick me up from my home at 5:30, so I could be on set by 7:30 or 8 o'clock at the very latest. Then be in hair and makeup, then have a quick bite to eat, and then be able to go on set at sort of around 9 o'clock in the morning. And as I said, it's a very long day. Sometimes you finish at 6, sometimes you don't finish at 6. And there was one occasion when I finished at around 8:30 in the evening, and suddenly there was a knock on the door of my trailer, and they said, "Bridget, I'm afraid you'll have to come back on set. We've had a problem with the camera. You have to do the scene all over again." And that was 9 o'clock at night. And I'd been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. And so I had to go back on set, put my costume back on, go back on set and do the same scene again 3 times. And obviously, because there were about 150 extras around the table in the boardroom in Spectre, they were all very tired, they were very grumpy, and they sort of obviously all wanted to go home, and they didn't have a driver, so they had to take the tube. So obviously everybody wanted to finish quickly. So I had to do the scene 3 times, really back to back without a mistake. And luckily I managed to do that. So we all finished at around 10:30, and I was home at 12 o'clock at night. And then obviously getting back up at 4 o'clock in the morning for the next day. So it's just business as usual. So yes, you can have very long days sometimes.
Wow, wow. Well done. And we appreciate you for giving us that Spectre, James Bond 007. We still continue to enjoy the Bond film. So now you are a Bond girl.
I'm not sure about that. A villainess is probably more like it.
Yes, and so I'm sure it's a big part of your resume now. Powerful. Okay, so can you tell us a bit your latest project, Legacy Africa, and of course, what inspired you to take on this particular role?
Yeah, I was fascinated by this story because obviously this is a fascinating story for a young boy to make it from a poor village all the way to Germany to study medicine and become a doctor. That's an amazing accomplishment. And I was really fascinated and interested. And so obviously I wanted to play the role because it's just such a great role and it's such a great story. So inspiring.
Wow, that's good. I'm just going back to give acknowledgement to our global and worldwide social media participants for them to feel they are part of us, and those who have sent some few comments, as we like to do it. Let me acknowledge the beautiful lady, Tamara. Thank you for joining us, Tamara. And Tamara has given us a like. She said she's enjoying the interview to the maximum. Thank you, Tamara. And then we have Blanche 1707. Thank you so much. We have beautiful lady Victoria Amoa. Thank you so much. She has joined us from Germany. We thank you so much. And then we have Sir Odi. We have the flag of Senegal. So, and then we have Sharon Hall. we have Lady Juliet, and then we have Miss Belchick UK. We see the UK flag there. Thank you for joining us. I'll continue giving you all the acknowledgements, but let's continue with the interview once more. Okay, so Lady Bridget, your ladyship, we really, really admire you, you know, and as a Bond girl, you know, we really appreciate your role that you've played for us, because I'm a very big fan, you know, those little gadgets that you deal with, fascinating. Yes, yeah. So how do you think this film will resonate with audiences, and what message do you hope to take away from Legacy Africa? And how do you see Legacy Africa resonate with the audiences worldwide?
I think it'll interest audiences because it's such a fascinating, such an interesting story that will inspire people worldwide to, as Robert said, to be able to achieve more, and don't let your color or anything define you. You can get from where you are to where you want to be. And obviously Dr. Robert is such a shining example of that. So I think it's going to be hugely inspiring.
Yes, that's wonderful, wonderful. Dr. Pepra Gemfi, we are not leaving you out. I know.
I'm enjoying the conversation.
We know you've been quite a bit, yes. Doc, so let me let our worldwide audiences also know that this film, Legacy Africa, like Doctor said, depicts the plight of most African kids that grew up in the village and what they had to face. And the message was quite clear, what Doctor said: with perseverance, you always succeed. Yes. And coming from a village in Pintimpi, which Doctor has actually put on the global map, is quite very interesting. The Legacy Africa is being shown in London next week, which is the 3rd and the 4th of October 2025. That's a Friday evening at 7 p.m. and then the Saturday at 7 p.m. in London at the Hackney Picture Houses Cinema. Once again, Hackney Picture Cinema. So those of you watching us live and those that will watch us later on all the various social media handles, including our channel, Voice of London TV, and our affiliate sister stations, the only place to be coming next week will be at the Hackney Picture Houses in London, the center of London, and that is East London E5. We've got most of the buses passing through. We've got bus 106, we've got bus 38, 56, 55. Look, Hackney is actually one of the centers, the nerve centers of London. And so put it in your diary. The date is the 3rd and the 4th of October, Friday and Saturday at the Hackney Picture House live in London E5. It's directly opposite the Hackney Council Town Hall, so you can't miss it. It's right there on the Mare Street. It's actually 270 Mare Street, and that's a very popular place. You cannot miss it. Also, let me just echo once again that Picture House premiere will also be shown at the end of November 1st. That's a Saturday, and then November 7th at the Leicester, that's the Midlands, at Leicester. And so we have the film being shown on the 1st and the 7th at Leicester African Caribbean Center, the Leicester African Caribbean Center. And so make it a date. You can get the tickets at Eventbrite, and make sure you are part of this massive, massive history. This is history. First time, the biggest Pan-African film with our beautiful lady, the Bond girl, Bridget, featured in there. And then yesterday, don't forget, we had beautiful ladies also featured there. We had Lady Vireta Datsin. She played the role of Bola. And then we have Lady Gemma Shito. She played a massive role. And then we have the beautiful
Romeli.
Romeli also played a massive role. Powerful indeed. And so don't forget the dates. We have Hackney on the 3rd and 4th of October. That is Friday evening and Saturday evening. And then we have at the end, early November 1st and the 7th, all the way in Leicester in the Midlands. And then the premiere comes back to London. That will be the last leg of the premiere. And that will be shown at the Benny Grant Centre in North London. And so come and meet the cast as well. Beautiful cast, professionals, and then at the red carpet to interject and also enjoy some picture taking, yes, including some autographs. I'm just going to take my first autograph from Bridget because I'm a James Bond fan, you know, and now Legacy Africa. Great stuff. Yeah. So, Doc, well done. What a massive, massive project that you've put together. I mean, lots of people are just so impressed. The trailers are going around. People see the trailer for the first time. They say, this must be a Hollywood. This an Emmy Award should come out from this particular film. So we'll look forward to a future Emmy Award indeed. And I'm sure, Doc, you must be very happy and passionate for the good work that you've put in.
And I also want to give credit to our hardworking and gentleman, the director, Confidence Losu in Ghana, and the team there. The team in London did a great job, the same way the team in Ghana. Actually, if it were a big establishment, we would have flown all of them in from Accra, Ghana, to be part of this event in London. But we are a small production company, but they are following us on Zoom, and so they will follow us by virtual means. So Confidence, hello to Ghana. Hope you are all doing well.
Great stuff. Thank you, Doctor. Let me go back to our lead actress in the person of Bridget Miller, my favorite Bond girl. Bridget, now you've surpassed the 07 man himself. You are now my favorite Bond girl.
Thank you. That's a compliment.
And I'm getting my first autograph on the red carpet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So Bridget, looking back on your career, what advice would you give to young actresses just starting out in the industry?
Well, I think it's important to get good training.
Right.
And go to a good drama school. I think that's a really good start.
Wow. So, and how do you manage to choose your projects and to decide, I don't know, actually, I'm happy with this, storyline, and I'm going to play this. What more, what goes into your mind to actually make those decisions?
I like to read the script, or at least the scenes.
Yeah.
I prefer to read the whole script so I can see where it starts and then the arc of the story and then where it ends. And then obviously my role, and I'm interested in multifaceted and multidimensional characters,
Right,
that have a multifaceted personality.
Wow, that's good. That's great. So what are your future plans and aspirations, both in front and behind the cameras in future?
Well, I would probably be in front of the camera mostly.
A director?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm just interested in really good stories that uplift and inspire people. That's what I'm looking for, and really interesting, multifaceted and multidimensional characters.
Yes. And then one of my favorite Bond girl, which now you've overtaken her, is Holberry. And she also played a Bond girl. and a very beautiful.
Very true, yeah.
Yeah. You've actually met her?
I haven't met her now, but I've seen the movie. Yeah, she's very good.
Yes,
She's
yes,
excellent.
yes. So, do you actually plan in the future to also engage the youth behind the scene, which you've told them what you really want to do as a multifaceted this thing? Do you think the youth that are coming up can play the role that you people, because most people are motivated by money, and that's something that sometimes is disturbing, though. Or what do you think?
I think art and money have to go together, and they have to go hand in glove, because without the money, you can't make the art, you can't make the film. And Dr. Robert would probably bear me out on this. Um, it's expensive to make a really good movie or a really good drama series. So you need the money, but you also need a really good story, and you need
Sure.
really good characters. Yeah, really interesting, fascinating characters
Yeah.
that draw you into the story.
Sure. Doc, let me come to you because talking about money, Doctor has written a book as well regarding money. Because, Doc, briefly, what's your experience? Because in the book, you said you were a bit surprised how much, money goes into projects like that. And you were a bit amazed. So you brought a lot of experiences and also things that people need to look at when they want to go into filming and also producing a film. Yeah.
Yeah, as I keep on repeating that probably I couldn't have come to the end of the project if I had done all the filming in Europe. You have to think about not only the location, the cast, the equipment, and also you have to think about insurance. And what I have also learned that so long as you have the cast on the set, you have to cater for, of course, you have to cater for the stomach. You have to feed the cast, the
Yeah.
whole set. And so that is why the budget goes, the big Hollywood budget goes in the millions. But in my case, as I said, my little village in Pitimpi, I keep on saying thank you to Pitimpi because we did a lot of the filming there. And the budget was cut down, or I was able to save a whole deal of money because of that connection. So that's how I managed to do it. And I'm sure a lot of people are listening to me and they have big ideas of how making films. But unfortunately, the bitter reality is that you need money. But if you have a good story, you can don't give up hope. Maybe you can pitch it to one of the one as an investor who may be happy with your story, and then you push you further.
Great. All right. Your ladyship, Bridget, playing major roles and major films on our screens in the UK and, of course, in the West. The departure from such roles, including the James Bond role, to Legacy Africa, was it similar? And how different was it? And how did you manage it?
I think there are certain things that you'll always have in common when you go from one role to the next. You have to read the script, you have to understand the storyline, you have to understand your character, you have to learn your lines, you have to get ready, you have to be prepared, you have to come on set, and you have to concentrate, you have to focus. I think that applies to all projects for an actor and for a director and for the producer. And you have to, there are certain things that you'll always have to do. So I really enjoyed being on set, and I got on really well with the director, and he really accommodated me, especially with the blackboard, with the whiteboard that I was using, that I was suggesting just out of the blue because I felt divinely inspired to use that. And I said, have you got a blackboard or a whiteboard? He said, oh yeah, we have one. Here it is. And I said, fantastic. And I did that little drawing, and it was just inspiration in the moment. So I really, really enjoyed that. That was brilliant.
Great. So you haven't been to Africa yet, have you?
I've been to Africa. I've been to Kenya, and I've been to Tunisia.
Oh, you did? Wow. How was those experiences?
Fantastic. I really enjoyed it. We went to the Tsavo National Park near Nairobi and Mombasa. And in Tunisia, goodness me, that was just a little, very, very small little place where there were a couple of hotels. And so I can't remember the name of very, very small place in Tunisia, but it was beautiful, beautiful country.
So when do you intend to go to Accra, Ghana, now that you've...
Well, that doesn't depend on me. That depends on Dr. Robert. And obviously, if I get invited, then I'll gladly come.
You are more than over-invited. Let me put it that way. All right. Thank you so much, Bridget. Let me go to Doc. Doc, it's been a fascinating interview talking to Bridget Miller and yourself. Let me go to Bridget before I come to you, Doc, to run up. Finally, looking at both projects and other works that you've done, the fame that you have, what is your final word?
Yeah, I hope I'll be involved in more projects like Legacy Africa with really good, interesting, challenging roles. I like challenging roles, big challenging roles. And I hope there'll be more of that, because I think this is a really unusual, uplifting and inspiring story. And I think we need that. The world needs stories like this. So I hope there'll be more. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, getting stuck in and, coming on set and working with Dr. Robert again. And yeah,
and you never know, calls that might come through your agent again to do projects regarding Pan-African stuff,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Yeah.
Great. All right. So, Doc, your final word.
I think someone will be able to log in.
Don't worry. He's our very good, shall I say, special guest. He's actually from in Nigeria at the moment.
Okay, good. Yeah.
In Nigeria, but we hope to engage him later on. Yes, in our current affairs program. So yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My final words. I'm just appealing to people, to, the audiences, to come and have a look, a view of it. I've seen the whole thing. It's very exciting. Of course, it's not only because I did it, but it's very educating, and particularly for the youth of Africa, they can learn a lot of lessons from this, from my life story. So, and we are looking into the future. I'm hoping that there are a lot of ideas, So I'm just hoping and praying that this one will be successful, so that I'm able to claw back my investments and then invest it in future projects.
Great. And I'm sure that even the industry, there are arenas like the European Social Fund, Art Council, Art Board, all those areas do support the film industry as well. So these are areas that we can all look at. And I'm sure Bridget has got massive experiences that she might give to you or us behind the scenes moving forward to get more projects done.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Once again, I would like to thank our audiences worldwide, also our social media handles, the YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Spotify, iTunes. I would like to thank our audiences on the channel itself, Voice of London Television, and then the feed to the radio and our sister stations. It's been a pleasure talking to the Bond girl. Love her to the maximum. And of course, she's taking over from her Berry, who used to be my favorite. Now, Bridget Miller has taken over that favorite. Yes. And also, the man who made it all possible, Dr. Pipra Jemfi. Kudos to your elbow, doctor. We love you to the maximum. Once again, don't forget, it's the 3rd and the 4th of October. This super film is being shown at the Hackney Picture Houses Cinema on the Main Street, 270 Main Street, London E5, directly opposite the Hackney Council. You can't miss it. From 7 p.m. both days. And then the premiere moves to Leicester in the Midlands. That's at the Leicester African Caribbean Center on the 1st of November and the 7th of November. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite and other leading ticket mania sites. From Leicester, the final leg moves to London at the Benny Grant Center. And we'll be bringing you more updates on this particular historic film premiere. Thank you, and look forward to seeing you some more. Bye-bye.
Okay, good night.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.